What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to Chiefs Out West. We are your hosts, Kia.
And I'm Butch Davis. I'm back, y'all.
So we are here to talk about the much anticipated game of the year since the last last AFC Championship, Chiefs versus Patriots. Whew, we're psyched. We're so psyched. We're so psyched. So let's start out with the offense, Butch.
Yeah, sure. I'll start off with the Chiefs offense versus the Patriots defense. Okay. This is going to be, like we mentioned, just before we get into the offense versus the Pats D. Like, this is the matchup that we've all been waiting for. This is the matchup when you see it on the schedule, you're like, okay, AFC Championship revenge game, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, part three. Patrick has to have learned from some things from those last few games. And that's really one of the first topics that I want to get to. When we talk about Chiefs offense versus the Patriots defense, first thing is the maturation of Patrick Mahomes. In those last two first halves, the Patriots were able to do exactly what they wanted to do against a high-powered offense, and that was get an early lead on them because the Chiefs offense simply was fooled by what the Patriots defense was doing. They can't allow that to happen in this game. Patrick has to be able to see what they are trying to do. He specifically has to be able to beat those cover zero blitzes that the Patriots seem to pull on them every now and again that really stymie them in the first half of the AFC Championship game. And then he also has to get the protections right. He has to know what types of stunts, where it's blind sides. He has to have a full understanding of how the Patriots want to attack him before he gets into the game. That's kind of my first point. What's your first point on this one, Kia?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. We definitely need to start off hot and start scoring early instead of waiting to the second half. That's definitely a good point. My point is, I was looking at the stats through the last couple, like maybe the whole season of the Patriots. They're allowing about 4 yards per carry for running backs. And it's weird because like you don't think about it. You don't think about just like running on them. You think about like, okay, like I don't know, try to do trickery, try to, give it to your receivers, because you're always playing from behind against them. And so when I realized, I'm like, dude, a lot of these teams, they don't run a lot on them. But when they do, they get 4 or 5 yards of carry on this team. And so if we can, as long as the game seems manageable, like if we keep pounding the ball, with, I hope Darwin Thompson, I want to see more of him. It's gonna be a big first game for him. Put LaShawn McCoy, and if we can bring in Spencer Ware and just pound the ball against them, and then boom, like because their eyes are gonna be on Tyreek Hill, Watkins, and Nicole Hardman. So they're gonna have extra guys, focused on these guys. So if we could just continue to pound the ball, and then when obviously, and then give them those short, quick passes to our speedy receivers. I feel like that would be the main thing for them because you know they got good cover guys. They're going to be on them. They're going to Bill Belichick is going to do something that's going to confuse Patrick Mahomes. But if we can just get the ball to our running backs and let them run and just and tire out the defense, we can be pretty successful. That's like that's my first main point too.
Yeah, exactly right. Just successful offense in general, and hopefully on a couple of those runs. Look, if the Patriots win a blitz, you can catch them in the middle of those blitzes if they guess wrong and run
Right.
back door, run a trap, an ISO, something through the middle. All of a sudden they're blitzing on the other side of the line. Your run gets busted out for an extra 10 to 12 yards. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think we can catch them on that as well. Yeah, sort of my second point here on the Chiefs offense. Look, we have to beat man coverage. Last couple games where we've been playing, we've had trouble against the Houston Texans, against the Indianapolis Colts. When we were losing those games, our guys like Demarcus Robinson, our guys like Sammy Watkins were having trouble beating man coverage. Okay, I know they can do it. We know they can do it. We've seen them beat man coverage. We've seen them beat man coverage against the Tennessee Titans. We saw Sammy Watkins have a heck of a game against the Minnesota Vikings. Was beating man coverage in those games. They can do it. But in this game specifically, when it gets down to like you mentioned, you were probably not going to have a lot of Travis Kelce, a lot of Tyreek Hill. Their number's not going to get called a lot in this game. That's just what it is. We play
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. So these second, third, fourth guys, They have to be able to win one-on-one wherever they're lined up, whether in the slot, the outside. You got to be able to get those more times than not and help out your offense.
Right. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to is, we talked about it before. Like this offense hasn't even reached their full potential. I don't even think they've been able to even play most of the playbook. So I'm looking forward to seeing brand new plays today. Not a lot, but just some brand new plays to get this game started and get the Patriots off track, because they'll be like, what the hell is going on? We did not see this coming. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. And so I'm really cheering for these guys, and I really hope, and I have a good feeling that we can, this is not going to be like the past like 2-3 games we played against the Patriots, but starting slow. I can see something different going on this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Andy's had these plays dialed up for this game last year. Okay, they've been saved.
Right.
He has at least a couple saved up that he has just for Bill, and he's going to give Bill some eye candy with the movement going the horizontally, and then of course going vertically. That's what I'm excited for as well. I think, look, they're not going to allow Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill to disappear completely. So the fun is going to be what does he have dialed up that gets them free in the second and third level, and I guarantee that he has a few of those. And that kind of leads me to my last point on Chiefs offense versus the Pats defense. Patience. We're going to have to be patient on this one. We know that we're facing a defense. I don't think it's as good as people have said it was. I mean, they were getting comparisons to some of the better defenses we've ever seen in league. No, they're not that right now. But they're pretty good at what they do. And I'm not going to front the way that they're built. We discussed this. They're designed to kind of beat teams like the Kansas City Chiefs or even like the Houston Texans. They have a lot of defensive backs. They have guys who can run fast. All the Texans did, they got in them. They got behind those receivers, got behind those defenders. They were able to cross them up, beat them off the line. They were able to get fast running backs on slow linebackers. Those types of plays Andy can do. But he has like a whole Rolodex of them. He has a whole Rolodex of plays where he can isolate fast guys like McCole Hardman. Wink, wink, McCole Hardman. If you're listening to this, to free them up and get those matchups. And I think, but they have to be patient on that. I know they're going to want to get it all at once. It will come, but they have to stay within the framework of the offense.
Right. And I really want to see more of McCole Hardman. I want to see some draw plays that could just get him into space, because he can really just tear everything up, especially when you have just Tyreek Hill going this way, Watkins going this way, Kelce going this way, and then you have a speedster like McCole Hardman. It just sounds so good. And so,
the defense can do everything right. They can have it all figured out, and then they let one guy go, and they let that one guy go, and it turns into a touchdown. It just puts so much stress on any defense. Yeah. All right. Well, how about the Chiefs defense versus the Patriots offense?
well, honestly, this is probably, I think we've all been just waiting for this matchup for sure. Just just because of what happened in the AFC Championship, and we heard that talks about. Did you hear the one about Orlando Scandrick on ESPN? He had that interview. I was like, oh my God, that guy. No wonder he's not on the team. Anyways, you know what? This Patriots offense is not like who they were before. They're missing Gronk, who's was huge for the run game and the pass game as well. And he was just Chiefs kryptonite, honestly, every time they played against the Patriots. So what I'm looking for is two simple things. Maybe it's not simple, I don't know. Double Edelman and double James White. That's all.
I wish. Oh my God! Double White. Yes. Okay. Needless to say, yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's priorities number 1, 2, and 3 are to find Julian Edelman and find James White. Look, it's not that difficult. The Patriots do this all the time. They force you to win with other guys other than your best guys. And we know who the Patriots want to go to on third down. We know who they want to try to feed on a consistent basis whenever Tom Brady really needs one. He wants to go to Julian. He wants to go to James White. They try to do it in a variety of ways. They'll put, we saw in the AFC Championship game where they're completing all those third downs, they would motion Julian Edelman short into a stack, then run him towards the middle of the field to get him open and keep him off of press coverage. They're going to do stuff like that. And trust me, this is the one game that I'm sure when Steve Spagnuolo found out he was getting this job, he was watching the AFC Championship game while he was preparing for offseason. So he knows that's going to be the case. He has something built up for that. I know he has to. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Doubling Edelman and doubling White. The next, I think the second sort of, it's not really that important because I know we're going to dial up the blitz. I know we can get to Brady with the blitz. But you got to be able to get there with 4 as well. You have to be able to put 7 men in coverage and still be able to get to Tom Brady. What does that imply? It implies that Frank Clark is going to have to play, going to have to give you some productive snaps. Alex Okafor might have to get you some productive snaps. Chris Jones head up on whoever their third string center is. He's got to destroy whoever. He's got to make this guy retired. Kirk Ferentz' son out there playing center for him, James Ferentz. He has to make them retire. Come on.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. I believe it's I don't know a guy named James Ferentz, right, as their center. And another guy that I was noticing that Texas were having a good time against was their right tackle, Marcus Cannon. They were applying pressure on that side. I was noticing it, and they did disrupt Brady a few times. I noticed it kept happening, but like either Brady got it off really quickly, or he stepped into the pocket, whatever. So, that side I'm like really, I really want to take a look at, and I'm hoping Frank Clark plays, but just what I saw today, it might. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. So yeah, Chris Jones needs to step up. Tano Pasenhao needs to step up. Okafor needs to step up, and we need to just apply blitzes. And I like that we have Kendall Fuller coming back because that might allow Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu to just kind of be one of the guys that can blitz and like force Brady to like throw the ball away as soon as possible or just make a dump play. Because honestly, when we were talking about doubling Edelman and White, when I saw a few plays where Texans double teamed Edelman and Brady tried to just force it. He was just so frustrated. He was just trying to force the plays, and I think one led up with an INT, and there was another one, but like it was a holding play or on the other side of the field. So if we can do that and get pressure from all angles as much as we can, we'll be good. We'll be all right. Brady is not who he used to be. Like he can crumble. He gets frustrated now, and we see it. He's not happy. He's not happy with his receivers. Dorsett, the other receivers are not catching the ball, or they're not running the routes they're supposed to. Like they are frustrated. And this is a good time to continue that frustration because we see what it happens when it does.
Yeah, exactly right. Like this is probably the most frustrated we've seen Brady in his tenure in New England. They're not in rhythm on the outside. They're not finding options outside of anyone out there. If your name's not Julian Edelman and your receiver, then Tom Brady doesn't really trust you right now, and that's a problem. I imagine that they'll try to have that figured out by the time they get to Foxborough on Sunday. But they only had so much time since that last outing against Houston. What can they possibly do? They don't have enough of the requisite pieces to go out against a pretty stout Chiefs defense, Chiefs pass defense at the very least, and be able to throw the ball 30, 20, 30 yards downfield and get chunk plays. They're going to have to move at 10 to 15 plays at a time. And by then, that's when you have guys like Tyrann Mathieu, Rob in the middle that you use as that chess piece that can get to Brady. That's when mistakes happen at times, when guys start to fumble, when penalties start to stack up. And so that leads me to my last point here. I think the Chiefs defense, when the Patriots want to get the offense going, so be prepared for 4 downs of defense. There's going to be a couple of times where they come out and they say to themselves, look, it's fourth and 3 right now. We know we want to try to play with a lead against these guys. Let's go ahead and go for it. I expect them to go for their fair share of 4th downs in this game, probably even half of them. You need to have the right guys in there. Keep your rotation fresh, so that you have fresh bodies there to stop them on those 4th down, 4th and shorts, where they try to dump those screens off to James White, or they try to run those stupid goal line plays to get the 1st down, and I despise seeing them run at midfield. Be prepared for all of those as well.
Yeah, and if we can eliminate the run game, if we can get ahead and just eliminate this run game, and just stack the box and just tackle well and stop letting it run over us, we can be definitely successful. I was thinking about the game when Alex Smith beat Patriots in Foxborough. It's because we were scoring, and Brady was literally forced to just force plays and make bad choices, make bad decisions, and then eventually he made bad decisions and got sacked. And so, if we can just contain the run game, and force him to throw. That's all we have to do. I mean, we say this every week, and um, and whether it happens or not, I don't know. But one thing that I will say is that a lot of teams stopped running against us, which I don't see Patriots doing. I see them continue. Like I could see the first 3, 4 plays, 5 plays is running the ball, run, 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 run. I think that's what we got to be aware of that. And also, I also want to say that like don't the fans should not freak out after the first drive when the defense is on, because we all know like the defense, it takes a while for them to adjust. So let's not freak out, because then that freaks me out because I'm on Twitter all the time. But I think we should just like kind of be really patient, especially after the first drive.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like I said, man, I'm not. Am I afraid of the Patriots? No, I'm not afraid of the Patriots. Not this Patriots team. Look, it's intimidating because of the way like we add to that hype as fans, as media. Oh, they've won 1,000 games in a row at Foxborough in December. Brady's 999-1 after leading at the half. Like we put that on those past Patriots teams and the stuff that they done. We try to put it on this team. Look, there's only a few constants. They have Gilmore, they have Belichick, and they have Brady. Rest of everyone else, I mean, Julian Edelman he's not the type of guy who's going to ruin the game for you. Sony Michel he looks cooked. Sony Michel
Yeah,
looks cooked after 2 years
yeah,
in the league. I don't know what happened to that young man to make him look like such a bum. James White, he's a good piece. These are not game changers. So as long as we play our brand of football, we start putting a little bit of pressure on them. Bill's going to have to be like, look, I don't want to have to break out some of this stuff I was going to do to this team if we saw them in January, but I might have to do it if they don't want to lose this game. Because trust me, the Patriots are looking at Buffalo and they're saying, man, Buffalo's 9-3. If we lose to the Chiefs, forget a bye. We may not win our division. So
right.
they're gonna come with some heat, and we're gonna have to step up for it.
Right, right, right. And another thing that I want to point out is the mental game. This is going to be such a huge mental game. Patriots, Foxborough, Brady, like you said, Bill Belichick, like this is all mental. And for our young guys, they need to realize that this is just a normal team. This is just a typical team that is just doing pretty well, beat against, won against easy teams and had difficulties against tough teams. They're a little above average team, and that's what the mindset has to be. And I'm kind of actually happy that this is not a primetime game, because it's just a regular game, maybe not being televised all the way around. And I think that kind of gives us it's a great like closer step to like, I don't know, I just like that it's not going to be like a huge primetime game basically, and it's going to be a lot easier for these guys to just concentrate and play their game, gain that confidence, beat them. So when they do play them in primetime, they already have that confidence, like they know they can already beat this team.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we've beaten better teams than the New England Patriots already this
Yeah,
year, so that's no big deal. The young guys are going to go out there; they just need to fulfill their role. Don't try to do anything stupid. Hold on to the football and get to the end zone. We'll put the
right,
pressure on them. We'll put the pressure back on Brady. Okay, Brady, your turn.
right. Please comment, like, and subscribe to our show. Um, I'm excited. Can't wait for the game, and we'll see you guys right after the game. Thanks, guys.
Chiefs are going to win 24-20, y'all. Book it.
Do it.